After we moved to the UK, we settled down and I went and approached the church for that I want to help. And the job that they offered me was to tidy up as a cleaner. Like basically my job was a cleaner in the church. So I was like, what's happening? Like I could not take it in.
Thangchabeni, originally from Nagaland, India, lives in the UK with her 3 children and husband Alan. She says that life wasn't easy when she first moved there.
Everything was new to me, the culture, new place, and people. I was not accepted because of my look, my accent, and the place where I come from.
Despite the challenges she faced, Thangchabeni was passionate about the gospel and telling people about Jesus. So she approached a church for work, but all they could offer her was to volunteer as a cleaner.
I was like, I questioned God, Lord, I can do much more than this. I can preach, I can talk. When I see people sharing, I was sitting in the chair and said, Lord, I can do that.
But God had different plans for her, so Thangchabeni started serving at the church as a cleaner. At the same time, her husband was working a minimum wage job and they struggled financially.
To pay the house rent and all those tax, it was so very expensive to live on a minimum wage. Just one example, the ladies' finger, the bindi in India, we pay 60 rupees or 100 rupees per kilo, but over here we pay nearly 700 rupees per kilo. So to help my family, I had to work. So I went and trained myself to be a childminder and a support worker.
Thangchabeni always had a heart for being generous with those in need. So once she began to work, she started helping people around her.
Jesus went out of his way to help people. He healed the sick, he fed the hungry, he lifted up the people who are broken-hearted. As a follower of Jesus, we have to follow his footsteps.
She remembers a time when one of her friends back in India was diagnosed with cancer and needed money immediately for their treatment.
I started praying for him, and the Holy Spirit prompted me that I have to give whatever is in my bank account. So I just ignored it. But I was so restless and I could not sleep. So whatever was in my bank account, I sent it to him. And then the next week, a client that I worked for him, he paid me double of what I've paid for that friend towards his treatment. And one of my friends, she booked a ticket for me to go and visit my family in India.
And as she remained faithful in her giving, God remained faithful in blessing her too.
In the last 17 years, I've been here in the UK. God has used us to help people who are in need in terms of finance, in terms of our time. God brings the right people to minister to them and to help them out.
Today, Thangchabeni has a successful child-minding business and they are blessed with 3 children. Her family always have enough and she keeps giving to others. She says that the journey she went on prepared her to help people she wouldn't have been able to understand before.
And all the pain and the struggles that I've gone through, with that experience, I can help people. God is bringing all those kind of broken people to my living room. Here we are chatting. Here He's bringing them to minister to them. And some of them, they have accepted Jesus. They have given their life to Jesus.
She continues to look for opportunities to pray with people and help them. She has a very powerful message to share.
When Jesus was on this earth, He used the little boy. He had very little, but He used that 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He multiplied it and He used to feed lots of people. So the same miracle He can do to us. When you give the little that you have, God will multiply it. If you haven't done that, start today, start from today, and you will see the blessing of God in your family, in your personal life.